Hi guys, I'm back again today with another reaction video, and today we're reacting to This is Somalia, a rich heritage and a bright future, Somali enterprise. Sorry about my cringy introduction, but before we do start, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Click that bell button to get notified whenever I do upload a video. Anyways guys, let's check this out. I'm excited to see the heritage and the future of Somalia, because when we talk about Somalia or any African countries or some Middle Eastern countries as well, people have a very wrong connotation. So it's nice to educate myself and some of our viewers who don't know about Somalia that it has great heritage, it has great people, it has great culture. It's a place that we can visit, because that was something that I didn't think was possible until I started reacting to this type of video. So anyways guys, let's check this out. Ooh, itchy. Your flag is so simplistic but yet so beautiful. How is that? How can a flag just be blue and a star and it's beautiful, right? That color is something that you don't really see much, that type of blue, because it's really like usually the dark blue, like navy blue. When we use in a flag, it's mostly like this type of blue, right? I have a sharpener, yes, I'm in kindergarten, but yeah, we usually use like this type of blue or like a lighter blue, but not this light. So that's fun. I talk too much, maybe I should just shut up and go.
Somalia is a country located on the east coast of Africa, forming the shape of a horn. Somalia is a country located on the east coast of Africa, forming the shape of a horn. The country was known as the land of gods to the ancient Egyptians, the land of the tallest men to the ancient Persians, the land of cinnamon to the ancient Greeks, the land of Arab.
I hope they remove this music. I can't hear his voice. It's like, ah! And then his voice is in the background.
To the ancient Romans, and the land of the unicorn to the ancient Chinese.
Ooh.
Frankincense, one of the gifts of the biblical three wise kings, came from ancient Somalia. To this day, the Roman Catholic Church still sources all of its incense exclusively from Somalia, which remains the world's largest producer. Ancient Somalis were...
I swear I can't hear him because the song... But we can't turn off the music because we can't...
to domesticate camels in 2500 BC and spread it to ancient Egypt and the Middle East. Somalia today still has more camels than...
I need subtitles. I can't hear the guy.
In the valleys of Somalia, 5,000-year-old rock paintings depict one of the oldest horse riding cultures in the world. Horses were also an important unit in the cavalries of medieval Somali kingdoms.
Oh, wow!
The horsemen in the kingdom of Adal, for example, wore protective armor for themselves and their horses, while the most famous horse in Somali history belonged to the Dervish king. The oldest surviving sewn ship in the world is the Somali Bedouin ship. It was historically used to ship important quantities of spices across the ancient world. Strabo credits the cinnamon people of ancient Somalia to be the first with the knowledge of the monsoons. The Somali people are one of the oldest Muslim nations.
Where was this history? I don't know if in Somalia you learn this, but in parts of the world, why is it that this is not being taught to us? Like, you don't even see Somalia in any history books. Maybe in my history book, probably in your history book there was. So I've never come across Somalia in any history books or, you know, lessons we had in school. Hello people, what are we doing? Because this is something that we need to know.
History. A 1,400-year-old mosque in the city of Zayla dates back to the very foundation of Islam, when the early Muslims received refuge from the Aksumite Empire and the Horn of Africa. The medieval Silk Road gold trade between Africa and Asia was founded by Somali merchants from Mogadishu, who established a colony in modern Mozambique and extracted gold from the mines of the Mono Matapa Kingdom of southern Africa. Madagascar was named after Mogadishu. Marco Polo during...
Why is it so beautiful? Madagascar. It's like a small island, right? It's next to Somalia. So Somalia is here, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, this I think Somalia is also an island. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on this. My geography is blurry. And we have a small Madagascar on the side.
His stay in Imperial China confused the wealthy Sultanate of Mogadishu with the large island in the Indian Ocean. During that same period, the infamous Mongol Emperor Kublai Khan sent a delegation to Mogadishu to establish Mongol trade with medieval Africa. Suspected of being spies scouting out the continent, the Mongols were imprisoned.
Trust me, I'm not listening to him because I can't hear.
Another delegation, and they too were imprisoned. This swift action by the Somali sultans most likely saved Africa from any further Mongol interest. The Somali Empire.
That's good. That's good then, because Mongols or the Mongols like really invaded a lot of Asian, Southeast Asian, or like Asian, let's just say Asian in general. So it's good that Somalian Sultan did like fight them off, or else they would have also like, how do you call this? They would have also like come into the rest of Africa. Interesting. I didn't know this. I didn't even think that they would have come to Africa.
The Somali Empire of Adal introduced cannon warfare to the African continent in its war against Abyssinia and the Portuguese Empire. Adal was also the first African power to defeat a European power on African soil since the Battle of Canaan between the Carthaginians and the Romans 1,800 years earlier.
Who would have thought?
During the war, Gustavo da Gama, son of Vasco da Gama, was defeated and killed by the king of Adal.
Voda. I thought vodka.
The Sultanate of Mogadishu minted its own coins, which have been found as far away as modern Iraq, Turkey, and Dubai. In the 1580s, a Somali fleet from the Ajuran Empire joined a Turkish fleet from the Ottoman Empire and began attacking Portuguese strongholds across southeastern Africa to free the Swahili world from Portuguese domination.
Oh, wow.
In the year 1660, the Portuguese surrendered to a joint Somali-Omani force at Mombasa in modern Kenya. The only hydraulic empire in medieval Africa was the Somali-Ajuran Empire. With a network of limestone wells, cisterns, and dikes, it successfully utilized
There's so much history and treasure.
In the 13th century, a Somali explorer named Said of Mogadishu traveled to Arabia, India, and China.
Is that why they call it
In the 14th
Mogadishu?
century, a Somali explorer, Abdul Aziz of Mogadishu,
I'm dumb. So dumb.
became ruler of the Maldives. In the 15th
Maldives.
century, a Somali saint founded a town across the Red Sea in modern Yemen, which grew into a formidable seaport. The first Muslim settlement in Sri Lanka was established by a Somali saint.
Oh, wow.
Somali merchants introduced coffee to the world.
I have to thank this person. What? I didn't know. Because coffee is life, right? Damn, this is so many things that we would never thought. Like, if you ask most of the world, where did coffee originate? Maybe you will get like South Africa, South America. You'll probably get like Asia, but you don't get Somalia ever.
In modern Ethiopia, Somali merchants exported the now famous stimulant from the Somali port of Berbera to Yemen and the rest of the world in the 15th century. Somali merchants introduced exotic animals to Imperial China.
Giraffe. I've never seen a giraffe.
Is still used in China.
Have I seen a giraffe in real life? I don't remember.
Two major medieval scholar families from Somalia are credited with important literary works in Islam and produced viziers, scientists, and scholars, serving the Mamluk sultans of Egypt, Damascus, and the Ottoman Empire. In the 18th century, Abdurrahman al-Jabardi recorded the Napoleonic invasion of Egypt. In southern Morocco, Somali merchants established one of the largest and most popular mosques. It's still known as the Somali Mosque. The oldest African community in the United Kingdom was established by Somali sailors. In the 19th century,
who would have thought,
Somali
right?
Sultan Ali Yusuf Kennedy raised an army from Arabia and carved out a kingdom in northeast Somalia. The only Muslim power in Africa during World War I was the Dervish state of Somalia. The Dervishes fought the longest anti-colonial war in African history and built fortresses.
The word I was looking for is colonized. There we go. I didn't think Mongols colonized Somalia. I mean, they didn't really, because they won. Somalia won, so they didn't.
Across East Africa. Hasna, a Somali female commander, led one of the 7 divisions of the Dervish army.
Come on, girl!
The Somali Republic is the only African country whose borders were created by Africans. In 1960, the northern and southern parts of modern Somalia.
Who would have thought, right?
To establish a new country.
Why don't
women in Somalia voted
Why don't we
in
know
elections
this?
before women in Switzerland?
I think I've heard this in another video. I think so. We reacted to some Somalian videos, and I think I heard this in one of them. But why they're not teaching this to the rest of the world? Like, why? Some people are erasing history, especially when it comes to like Africa or even Black history. They just erase it because
the first head of state to
they just wanna, you know,
in Africa was the
put us in chains again.
In 1962, future Somali President Ali Shamarke went on a state visit to the United States and was welcomed by President John F. Kennedy. Both presidents were assassinated in the 60s, despite their popularity with the masses.
I know John Kennedy was, but I didn't know. Damn. You see that? Like, President John F. Kennedy, both presidents were assassinated in the 60s. You hear about John F. Kennedy, but did we hear about, who is this? I don't even know his name. Abdullah Osman.
President Ali Shamarke.
Oh, Ali Shamark. Is it? I'm confused. But anyways, we didn't hear about him also being assassinated. Probably because of the same cause. Because they were tight. I don't know. Am I assuming?
To the United States.
Let me know.
Was welcomed by President John F. Kennedy. Both presidents were assassinated in the 60s, despite their popularity with the masses. 2 of Africa's and the Middle East's largest film festivals were the Mogadishu Film Festival and the Mogadishu Pan-African Film Symposium.
Never heard of
this. The most expensive African film ever made is the 1982 4-hour-long epic, The Somali Dervish.
That is long.
Somalia's funky musical scene in the 1970s was popularly known as Moga Disco.
Oh,
one of Africa's
first
female fighter pilots was Osli Abede Hassan of the Somali Air Force, who soloed her first flight in 1976. In 1981, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the NBA's all-time,
of course we all know him,
coached the Somali basketball team. During the African Championship in Mogadishu, the Somali team went from nobodies to continental heavyweights, jumping to Africa's top 3. Somalia was the first African country to sign a friendship treaty with the Soviet Union.
Oh, wow.
5,000 Somali soldiers and students at one point trained and studied in the Eastern Bloc. Soviet cosmonauts trained in Somalia to prepare for their missions in space. The airport of Berbera, with the longest runway in Africa, was also one of NASA's designated emergency landing points on Earth for the iconic space shuttle.
Damn!
The Ogaden War was the longest conventional war fought in Africa since World War II, with the heaviest mechanized and aerial battles. It resulted in the largest Soviet intervention and airlift since the march towards Berlin in 1945, just to push back the Somali soldiers who had overrun the Ethiopian Empire. The Somali pharmaceutical industry at one point mass-produced 48 essential drugs and was one of Africa's largest hubs for pharmaceuticals.
What happened?
What happened now? Pearl of the Indian Ocean and a major tourist magnet.
Aww.
Somalia in 1974 launched Africa's largest literacy campaign and won a UNESCO medal after the country's literacy rate jumped from 5% to 75%.
Do we have this going on
Somalia
still?
built Burundi's Air
I hope
Force,
so.
protected the borders of Tanzania and Uganda,
Wow.
flew jets for Zambia, defended Mozambique from the Portuguese.
Look
trained
at
South
Somalia.
Africans fighting
Why?
apartheid.
Like, if you think of Africa, not if you, but most of the people who are not from Somalia or from Africa, when you ask them, what do you know about Africa, they will go straight to like Nigeria, maybe South Africa, like all those popular countries. But we never, or Madagascar, because it's like a cartoon, but we never straight look at Somalia. Like, look at all the things they did to kind of like protect their neighboring countries and like to help some of the African countries, and we don't really recognize it as much. Interesting.
Defended Mozambique from the Portuguese, trained South Africans fighting apartheid, supplied Eritrea's War of Independence, sent troops to
Eritrea.
Angola, sent medics to Equatorial
I was
Guinea,
like, what is Eritrea?
supported
Really?
Egypt with naval
Egypt.
logistics, supported Djibouti's independence
Djibouti.
movement, supported Zimbabwe
They support
and
everyone.
Namibia's war against
Damn.
the apartheid forces. The country has
Basically,
a rich heritage.
the west, south, and north part of Africa, they kind of like supported all of them. Maybe they didn't touch base to the west side where I'm from, but because they had so much in their hand, like, hello, there was so much going on in south, north, and the west Africa, so obviously. Damn, I didn't know that.
It's filled with ancient and medieval cities,
Oh, that's
castles,
beautiful.
towers, and fortresses. Somalia has produced more supermodels than any other country
Yes.
from the African continent.
Yes.
The president of the International Court of Justice comes from Somalia,
Oh!
as does Olympic champion Mo Farah, award-winning rapper and poet Kanan.
Ooh! I don't know Kinom. I don't know him, but maybe we have to check him out because he's a rapper and a poet.
Nominated author Nuruddin Farah, U.S. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar,
Oh.
and many more. The Somali bandy team are the undisputed champions of Africa, as Somalia is the only country in Africa with a bandy team.
I was gonna say, I was like, I don't think Africa was really into this. I would have never thought, but go. Damn.
The ancient Shah
What is
board
that?
game originates in Somalia and is played from Egypt to Tanzania.
I have no
The
idea
most
what that's.
popular hat worn by Muslim men across East Africa originates and is exclusively produced in the Somali
Excuse
city
me?
of Brahma.
Oh, wow.
Though Somalia is one of the most homogenous countries in the world, the country has several important minority populations, such as
Such as?
the Bajunis, the Brahmanese, the Benadiri, the Somali Bantu, and the Arabs.
Oh, wow.
The Somali people are genetically and
My dream is to help people understand how the universe operates.
Wow. That's
linguistically closely related to the Afars, the Hararais, the Oromos, the Bejas, the Amharas,
I'm
the
lost.
Saho, and other major groups in the Horn of Africa.
I have no idea what groups this is. I have to dig deep into those specific groups.
Somalis are
Interesting.
the only African ethnic group to have a sea named after them.
Oh.
Off the coast of Sicily lies the Somali Sea.
Uh-huh.
Despite emerging from a civil war, Somalia still has the most deep-water ports on the African continent.
Yeah.
With the longest coastline in mainland Africa.
Because most of like
Somalia-
the trades and the imports and exports happens in Somalia. Like from Asian countries, Europe and America, they do all their trades there. And then that's when Somalia then brings it to the other parts of Africa. Interesting though, very
is
interesting.
one of 5 African countries selected by Rukaiya to become a blue economy giant.
Yeah.
Somalia has 52 million heads of livestock, 27 million sheep and goats, 15
Damn!
million camels, 5 million cows, and richest fishing grounds in the world.
Oh, look at that.
Somalia's dairy industry is worth $3.3 billion.
Let's move to Somalia and start a dairy business. Come on. Who is with me? Because I'm moving now. Hello.
According to the Spectator Index, Somalia is also ranked first in global camel milk production.
Oh,
A Financial
camel.
Times article has stated that the best real
That is
estate
a
investment
beautiful
in the world today
shore.
is beachfront huts in Somalia.
Oh.
Somalia is considered a future energy superpower with an estimated 110 billion barrels of oil, 1/3 of the world's
Can we
remaining
invest?
reserves, the strongest wind power potential in the world.
It would be good to
3,000
invest
hours of
in
sunlight
Somalia. It looks very promising.
Somalia is a continental leader in mobile money, with a market worth $32 billion a year.
What are we doing with our lives? Let's go to Somalia and not go, but like we can sit here and invest in. Wow, look at the market, especially now that the market is down. I don't know why I'm talking about like investing, but now that the market is down because of the pandemic, it will be good to buy stocks in whatever that Somalia has to offer. So when the market comes back, hey, you know.
Which is larger than the economies of Albania and Jamaica. Somalia
Damn.
has the cheapest internet cost per gigabyte in Africa, and more than 70% of adults
Tell me.
use a mobile phone.
How much?
The Somali shilling has been the best performing currency in the world between 2010 and 2020.
Why don't we know this?
Somali Airlines was the first airline flown entirely by African pilots. Mogadishu, the capital of Somalia,
I'm
is the
checking
fastest growing city in Africa.
the visa because I'm going. Like, who cares? I'm checking the visa. Filipino passport
With a total of 649 species, Somalia
to
is a
Somalia.
nature's paradise. Somalia has national parks, it has beaches, it has rivers, it has deserts, it has jungles, it has valleys,
Oh, okay.
and it has stunning mountains. In 2020, because of its impressive economic reforms, Somalia has achieved debt relief and can finally focus on transforming the country
Oh, that's
and
good.
harnessing its vast potential. This is
Somalia. I'm sorry. I had to. Okay, so I can go to Somalia actually. That's good because for Filipino passport holders, I can get visa on arrival. When you go to Somalia, but you need a visa on arrival, approval letter first for other nationalities. Okay, so I'm gonna check on it and we're gonna figure it out. Interesting. But then my dad is gonna be like, you visited Somalia, you didn't visit me. But anyways, that's another story. Very interesting. So much rich heritage, like said on the title. I was shocked to know about all these things that I would have never thought. Because if I think about Somalia, I'm like, ooh, I don't, really? Like, why would you wanna like go there? There's nothing. Because I wasn't expecting so much just because of our freaking medias giving a bad rep to a lot of African countries. And now that I'm doing reactions, I'm learning more. You know, there's so much more to Somalia than what we see in the news and all that. And it's a place to it's a very promising place. I feel like years from now it's gonna be one of like those big countries. I don't know how they're called, but it's gonna be like one of those big yes, you get me. But anyways, let me know what you think, and if there's other videos that didn't even, you know, explain it as much as this video, let me know. Leave it in the comment section down below. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave it in the comment section down below what other videos like what to react to. The original link of this video will be in the description box down below, so as my social media links. So guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.